Now, how you are going to set up your lab infrastructure? They will check what kind of services are running in the OS machine. If you have not watched the part 1, please do watch, then watch the part 2, so that you will have a complete idea on this. Part 1 link in the description area. So here you need to understand your hardware level. Okay, consider in your system, consider this is your laptop, right? So laptop consists of your hardware and your software, right? So first of all, hardware like your CPU, your motherboard, your keyboard, mouse, monitor, that will be coming under your hardware, right? On top of the hardware, we have the BIOS, and on top of the BIOS, we have some kind of OS. Okay, you may be using Mac OS or Windows or whatsoever you are going to use it. That's fine. On top of that, we have to enable a virtualization. Okay, so here on top of the virtualization, we need to install two OS. Okay, so one will be your victim OS, another will be your investigation OS. Okay, so here what will happen, I will explain in a detailed manner. Okay, so now on top of the virtualization, this is your victim machine. Consider you are using Windows 7 or 8.1 or 10 or 11 whatsoever, that depends on your requirement. Okay, so in the same subnet mask, we need to create another VM on Linux based. Okay, because whatever system we are going to perform in the forensic activity or any kind of malware analysis or any kind of reverse engineering, we are going to set inside a Linux environment. Okay, so now here what I am using the Sans Shift workstation, and I am using another Remnix. Okay, so in the Remnix, what will happen, it is very good for malware analysis and your reverse engineering. This is really good, and this is good for your forensic investigation. So what will happen here, I am keeping this machine and the entire Linux in a same subnet mask. Okay, so that it will communicate, and I will do a DNS communication from victim machine to your Shift workstation with the help of inet SIM. Okay, inet SIM will happen in your these two environment. Okay, so any kind of internet activity, if you want to give it, it will allow it, but it will go through the DNS. Okay, so in the victim machine, what will happen, he will think that my internet communication is there from endpoint system to the internet, but in this scenario, it will go through a DNS of this Shift workstation, then it will go to your internet part. Okay, so internet I have made it here on demand, in the sense whenever it is required we can enable it, but I would like to request, whenever you are doing any kind of malware analysis, always keep internet off in your sandbox environment, but you need to enable the inet SIM in between your victim machine and your Shift workstation machine, so that victim machine will think that my internet connection is there, but in the real world it is not there. Every packet, it will go through the DNS and into your Shift workstation. Then here you can do the forensic investigation, and here you can do the malware analysis. Okay, so this is the most important part. You need to understand how to set up your forensic lab or malware lab or any kind of reverse engineering lab. So this is the most important part, how you are going to set up it. Okay, consider you are using Ubuntu, Kali, CentOS, Parrot, anything is fine, but it should be in the Linux based, and on top of the Linux based, you need to install your Shift workstation and your Remnix part. So before that, I would like to tell you one another important information. Whenever you are setting up the machine, this machine and this machine, if you want to put the internet, keep it on, no problem. But whenever you are doing any kind of attack investigation, reverse engineering, malware analysis, always your internet should be off. Always your internet should be off. Again and again I am telling, so that what will happen, each and every data packet what is communication in between the victim machine and to the internet, it should be go through this machine, so that you can understand each and everything. If you are turning on the internet directly, it will go to the internet. There is a less chance to detect any kind of activity. If it is going through the DNS with the Shift Workstation, each and everything we can capture. Consider you want to put Wireshark or Shift Workstation, anything is fine, but it should be go through this part so that you can understand what are the data packages is going on, or any kind of performance you are doing it. Everything you have to keep it in a secure environment, like your offline environment. Don't share any kind of data to the internet, because this is an isolated environment or your sandbox environment. That you need to understand. So nowadays what is happening, a lot of files, those are malware, they are so intelligent in this scenario. So what is happening, they are going to check on which machine they are performing. So first of all, they will check the registry key, whether it is in a virtualization environment or it is in a production environment. So mostly what is happening in malware analysis, most of the malware analyst engineer are performing inside a VM, right? Inside the VM they will detect if the registry value is here and it is showing VirtualBox or any kind of virtualization registry key, they are going to hide themselves. You are not going to understand anything about the malware. This is the high techniques or tactics they are using it in the malware. Next one, in the processor, they will check what kind of services are running in the OS machine. If any kind of exe file they are getting related to the VirtualBox or VMbox or VMware, whatsoever, they are going to again hide themselves. If any path also they are going to check it, any what kind of the services is running. So here you can see the VBox, right? VirtualBox, some services are running inside this path. They will check path. If the path is present on this name, they are going to hide themselves. If you do the malware analysis on the dynamic part, you are not going to anything. You are not going to get anything. You are not going to anything. Literally, you will not get anything. Seriously. Because they are checking the first primary requirements. If these are things, they will delete themselves, they will hide themselves, whatsoever they are going to do it, but you are not going to get any kind of information on that. On top of that, they are checking in the MAC address. So MAC address everyone knows, right? So first character will be your some characters will be belongs to the brand name. Okay, if your any of the file or any of your MAC address is starting from this one, they are going to hide themselves, because they know it is a malware analysis lab or any kind of sandbox environment. They are going to depreciate it. So how you are going to overcome it? So in some cases it is good to have your VM box, but in some cases you have to do on your entire infrastructure. You have to build it. You have to build up your entire infrastructure. You have to keep Windows system extra. If you have to put your network in a isolated network, then again your Shift Workstation will be different. This is an expensive one. So here what is happening, most of the organizations are going for this one instead of any kind of virtualization environment, because they know most of the malwares are in the virtualization. They are going to off it when they will see this kind of activities in their infrastructure. So this is about how the antivirus are, how the malwares are hiding themselves. Thanks for watching the part 2. To complete this episode, please do watch the part 3, difference between static and dynamic analysis. If you found this video is informative, please do like, share and subscribe to the channel for cybersecurity and technology related videos. Don't forget to press the bell icon. Thanks for watching till the end. I really do appreciate your time and effort you have given on this.